What's going on, guys? And welcome back to WWE Network and Chill, where every single week I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network. Just yesterday here in the show, I broke down the Shane and Angle's brutal battle episode of WWE Untold. So if you haven't already checked that out, please do so on Network and Chill from yesterday. Today we're talking the latest episode of Ride Along that aired after Raw this past week on the network, entitled The Bar Car, of course featuring the Bars, Sheamus and Cesaro, and then R-Truth and Carmella in the other car. This must have been filmed earlier this year, I mean obviously well before the Bar broke up in the Superstar shakeup, and Carmella's hair is still brunette, or is it brunette, brown, whatever the fuck it is, not blonde, before she went back to being a blonde, and it's winter time when they're filming this, so this must have been filmed in like March or April. There's a few comments that make it sound like it's before Mania, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that it's like late March, mid-March, whatever, but they're driving from a house show in White Plains, New York to, let's see if I get this right this time, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And I've had issues pronouncing that city the right way on this show before, because they've gone to said city in the past during ride-along. So if I'm mispronouncing it still, I apologize, especially those who live there. So again, I'm sorry if I'm fucking that up. But that's where they're going. It's about a 150-mile drive. Of course, to kick things off, R-Truth and Carmella do a dance break in their car. Sheamus in their car, they kind of kick things off on a weird note here by talking about Sheamus's hairy nipples. Why? I have no idea. I have no clue. And then R-Truth goes on to talk about how he has to blow his nose in his car, and then Carmella's like, oh, why don't you use my rag or fucking handkerchief or whatever the hell it is? And R-Truth was like, oh, I don't want to share your snot. And then Carmella talks about how, oh, girls don't have snot, and then R-Truth makes a joke about that, so that kind of sets the tone for the weirdness of what you're going to expect on this episode of Ride Along. Not to say that any other episode isn't as weird, if not weirder than this one, but that's the type of shenanigans we've come to expect from this show. Just to get that out of the way right out the bat. Not that it's a bad thing. It's a very interesting episode of Ride Along, if nothing else. The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro discuss their relationship, having been a tag team now for close to 3 years, and they're dynamic. Carmella recommends bags for R-Truth to buy for his wife, bags that will last a long time. Sheamus talks about the origin of the Celtic Warrior workout series that he does on YouTube. He invites on WWE superstars, real-life superheroes like, people that may have disabilities and stuff like that. And he does workouts. He does workouts that aren't the norm, that you wouldn't ordinarily see on a workout show on YouTube or on TV, whatever. And he actually lost 40 pounds doing it too, which is pretty impressive. And I think he is still doing it now, even though he's been hurt now for a few months. I'm pretty sure he's still putting out new episodes every week. Anyway, R-Truth talks about how he was asked by Jack Swagger, former WWE superstar and world champion, believe it or not, to sing for his entrance in his first fight in Bellator, which was pretty fucking cool. And WWE goes back and forth with that type of thing. Sometimes they allow their talent to do that type of stuff. CM Punk, they put the kibosh on it pretty quickly when he was WWE champion. I think he wanted to accompany Chael Sonnen to the Octagon in UFC at one point many years ago. WWE said no. But, of course, they allowed Triple H to do the exact same thing, like, right after him. But they allowed R-Truth to do it, which was pretty cool. Even though Swagger's no longer with WWE, I'm pretty sure he left on, like, decent terms. And they showed footage of it, too. They got permission from Bellator to show the footage of R-Truth wrapping Swagger to, not the ring, but, like, the Octagon, whatever the fuck it is, for his fight, which I thought was also pretty cool. Cesaro then talks about how he sings sometimes, only to certain songs, though. Speaking of singing, R-Truth then does a rap with words that Carmella has given him, like apple and pinecone and something else I can't remember. And it's pretty impressive. Like, I'm not the biggest R-Truth fan. Recently, I have been with the whole 24/7 thing. I think it's absolutely hysterical. But as a rapper, I don't think he gets enough credit. Now, people know that he's a successful singer. He's had albums out. He's done singles and stuff like that. But still, we've all heard him, do the same song over and over now on WWE TV, the whole What's Up song, for like 11 years. So it's easy to, take him for granted. But after what I saw here, and I'm like, wow, this guy's a fucking genius with words. He does a great job of incorporating words like an apple or a pine cone into a rap where those words would not ordinarily belong. So I thought that was pretty impressive. Cesaro recalls yodeling many years ago. Sheamus joked about how it was a Vince McMahon decision for Cesaro to yodel on WWE TV. Thank God that was cut down pretty quickly. R-Truth talks about how he met Tupac. He met Tupac many years back. We actually see the picture of them meeting after a movie I think Tupac did or something like that, which was pretty cool. Sheamus talks about how he got mad after finding out that he was 3 years older than Cesaro. And then they go on to impersonate AJ Styles and then each other, because I guess AJ was surprised that Sheamus was like 3 months older, or rather younger than him. They're like around the same age too. Carmella talks about teaching Zumba class over WrestleMania weekend. Now here's where this is where I'm confused, because they make a comment right after this about how they want a dance break at WrestleMania 35, which it did happen. But they showed the footage here of Carmella doing the Zumba class over WrestleMania weekend. And I don't think this episode of Ride Along takes place during WrestleMania weekend. So I thought that was weird. Maybe she was talking about the year before, but they showed the footage of this year's. I don't know. But anyway, Cesaro talked about being scheduled to go to the grand opening of Seth Rollins' coffee shop in, I think, Iowa or something like that. But he had to miss it due to a live event. WWE kind of messed up his schedule, so he was pretty pissed about that. Carmella then reveals, if you didn't already know, she was a backup dancer years ago for Rihanna, Drake, and Kanye West while she was with the Lakers. And that's when they say that they want a dance break at WrestleMania, the biggest of all time, and they got it. Cesaro, we then see footage of him going axe throwing with Xavier Woods on Up, Up, Down, Down. And Sheamus also mentioned how he was surprised that they serve alcohol at that type of thing. And I was too. The timing of this video could not have been any better, because I actually went axe throwing just 2 days ago, as of this recording, on Father's Day with my family. The picture's on my personal Twitter if you want to check it out. It was a lot of fun. I was really no good. I got one bullseye in the beginning, and that was it for me. So I kind of sympathize with Xavier here. Cesaro is great. Xavier needs some work, but he's probably better than I am. I kind of sort of sucked, and then I got pissed at one point, which never helps. But yeah, definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so Truth then talks about how he does not know, or him and Carmella joke about how Truth does not know the plural form of the word moose. He thinks it's mooses and fishes and polices. He actually thought that was a real word. He's not joking when he said that. They see a cop on the side of the road, and R-Truth goes, "Oh, watch out for the polices." And Carmella's like, "Do you actually think that's the real plural form of the word police?" And he said, "Yes." And so R-Truth got a hard grammar lesson on this episode of Ride Along, to say the least. I was pretty amused by that. So then the bar spot R-Truth and Carmella in their car, because they're riding right alongside them. No pun intended. So then Truth calls up Cesaro and Sheamus in their car, and they play R-Truth or Dare. So Carmella asks Cesaro, Truth or Dare, did you actually moonwalk one time during a match? Cesaro says yes. It happened at a European show. I'm not sure if it was with WWE, pre-WWE, I'm not sure. They talk about a cat, Natalia's cat or something like that. It was something weird that happened on Total Divas, that Cesaro was scared of a cat, or R-Truth was, whatever. Then the bar sing R-Truth's theme song, the What's Up song, which was pretty amusing. And then to end the episode, R-Truth and Carmella in the bar arrive at their hotel. R-Truth and Carmella do one last dance break. The bar also dance outside of their car. So that was it for the bar car episode of Ride Along. Only about 17 minutes in length. Good episode, nothing groundbreaking here, but you get what you get with a Ride Along. It's always a fun time. The episodes fly by like that. And they're just pure ridiculousness. Stuff that you'll never see on WWE TV, maybe for the better. When talking about hairy nipples of Sheamus, I could do without that on Raw and SmackDown. But the other stuff I thought was great. Definitely check it out on the WWE Network at your leisure. And as for me, folks, be sure to check me out on the socials in the description box down below. Be sure to like this video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more content. We're quickly approaching 3,000 subscribers, which blows my mind. Thank you guys so much for that. We will probably do some sort of special video when we hit that milestone, hopefully in the not-so-distant future. But anyway, guys, have a great rest of your week. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.